again, today I want to talk about something that came up in an email that was sent to me a little over a week ago. A friend of mine sent me an email and asked me for some help because it was an exchange of emails that she actually had with another friend of hers, and they were talking about grace. And her friend replied to her about grace. She said that she thinks that grace is only for the believer. And I'm going to explain here why that's actually a contradictory statement. And so it's actually a backward statement. Now, any of us who came from a Christian background, like me, I know we were all taught that grace was for the believer, that you had to become a believer in order to receive the grace of God. But that's unfortunately backwards again, or upside down. And I want to use an example at the end of this video, but first I have to tell you something about this example I'm going to use. I want to use the example of pardon. Here in the United States and several other countries around the world, there's this tool that presidents and governors have that they can pardon people. And a pardon is for somebody who's been found guilty of a crime and is serving time in prison. And when they're pardoned, that means that they are forgiven, basically, and they have found the good graces of the governor or the president, and they are let out of jail or let out of prison. So I'm going to come back to that as an example at the end of this, and let's go back to the email now and the statement, grace is only for the believer. Now, what did Paul say about that? What did he have to say about grace? Because Paul was the one who talked about grace more than anybody. And in Romans chapter 11, he addressed that very thing. In verses 30 through 32, I'm going to read them to you. For as ye in times past have not believed God, yet have now obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also may obtain mercy. For God hath concluded them all in unbelief, that he might have mercy upon all. So here, clearly, God declared, concluded, made sure that they were all in unbelief. And why do I say made sure of that? Because it says in Isaiah, and Paul also cites it, and so does John, they all said that God purposely made them unbelievers. He made everybody unbelievers. He blinded their eyes and stopped up their ears so they wouldn't believe. And why? That he might have mercy upon all. And in verse 30, it says, how did they obtain mercy? Through their unbelief. Mercy, grace is the mercy, the unmerited mercy in favor of God. And unmerited means you can't do anything to earn it. All right? So how did they obtain mercy? Through their unbelief. Why did they have unbelief? God did it to them. Who did he do it to? All of them. Why? So he could have mercy and grace for all. So the statement, grace is only for the believer, that's like saying a pardon is only for the innocent who are not in prison. It's not the way it works. It's because of unbelief. It's because of unbelievers that grace came. So grace was only for the unbelievers. And what did God say? He said everybody was an unbeliever, all of them. Have a